Okay, the other factoring method is factoring by grouping. And for factoring by grouping, you have to have and they have to be even. So we're going to group these two and these two. And we're going to get the common factor of x cubed plus 4x squared. Well, x squared is your common factor. So it's kind of like the backward distributed property. If I multiply x squared times x, I get x cubed. If I multiply those two, I get that. And if I multiply that, I get that. And then here, 6 is the common factor for those two. So that's x plus 4. Notice that you're always going to have two that are the same. So x plus 4. If you do not get two things that are the same, then you can't factor by grouping. Okay, so then you're going to have x plus 4 times x squared plus 6. So in one parentheses, you put the common, the stuff that's alike. In the other parentheses, you put the stuff that's not the same, or the leftover the stuff, or the stuff that's outside the parentheses, whatever you want to call it. So that's how you factor by grouping. Hopefully you guys remember from first semester of Algebra 3. So you're going to group these two. They have an x squared in common, so that's going to be x plus 2 plus 3 times x plus 2, right? If I multiply these two, I get x cubed. If I multiply those two, I get that. 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 2 is 6. So now what's their common? X plus 2 is in common. So you put that in one set of parentheses. And then the other stuff that's outside the parentheses. And so that's how you factor by grouping. Hopefully you guys remember that. Okay, so now we're going to factor these two and these two. So we're going to factor out an x squared, so that's x plus 9. So if I multiply that with that, I get that. That with that, I get that. Then this is minus 2. Factor out a negative 2. So that's going to be x plus 9. So this is where you guys got to be careful with your negatives. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative and a positive makes the negative 18. Okay, so what's in common? The x plus 9. What's outside the parentheses? X squared minus 2. So then that's your factored form of that. Okay, then over here we have these two and these two. So here we have x squared and a 5 as well. So that's going to be times x. So 5x squared times x is 5x cubed plus 5, because 5 times 5 is 25. You already have the x squared there. Now this, they don't have anything in common except for 1. So you have to put a 1 out there. So 1 times x is x. 1 times 5 is 5. Okay? So now we're going to have x plus 5 in common. That goes in one set of parentheses. The other stuff, 5x squared plus 1, goes in another set of parentheses. And so that is just a reminder of factoring by grouping.